This season, gourmet grocers seem to be the talk of the Hamptons. From $400 melons, $100 lobster salad, to how much people are spending there.
Typically, I spend about $1,000 a week.
The most I've ever spent here, $2,500.
Just within the past few months, I have heard and seen so much talk about gourmet grocers here, which has led to, well, I'll let Bethany explain.
Savage gourmet market wars. It is insane.
Anytime you create a buzz in the Hamptons, everyone's going to want to try it. And then you decide if they deliver or not.
And for many of these stores, survival depends on a narrow window of opportunity.
Tumbleweed Tuesday is day after Labor Day because for 90 days, 120 days, you're running at full force. You wake up the next morning on Tuesday after Labor Day and everybody is gone.
This video is an inside look into an ultra luxury food war that's happening in the Hamptons and what these stores do to set themselves apart within a niche industry where the margin of error is super thin. So if you're into a good old mukbang or interested in business explainers, you're in luck. Because I am going to get to the bottom of this and see what it takes to run and operate a gourmet grocery store here and what it takes to stay in business.
It's hard. We see a lot of turnover here, like a lot.
I just want to be clear, I am not a Hamptons girly. This is actually my first time going, and same goes for James. But we all can assume that the Hamptons just in general is expensive. The fact though is that food and grocery store food in particular have seen high price points that people say they've never seen before. So we're driving up to the Hamptons now and we have a fixed budget and basically a day to visit as many stores as we can. The reason why we're only here for such a short time is, well, obviously. So let me tell you about what I know so far. The Hamptons has been a summer destination for the wealthy since the 1800s. And it was only within the past 20 years that food has become this form of lifestyle branding, built on exclusivity. And the first stop that we are just about to turn into is a very good example of that. This is Farm and Forage Market, where you'll find the creme de la creme of gourmet products.
We're definitely different than a lot of other markets. We probably miss out on 90% of the customers, but we really focus on the 10 or 20% that want the very best.
From $35 blackberries and Japanese A5 Wagyu to elite hamachi. And when it comes to finding the fine and rare goods, Jonathan is a pro.
Essentially the niche thing we kind of focus on is high quality ingredients that you really can't find anywhere else. It's like a race to get on top of it.
And you're that guy.
I've become that guy.
Especially for his clients who span from royal families, corp execs, to politicians, who sometimes will ask him to find obscure items that send him out to his international network of suppliers.
Price definitely can get a little bit out of control. Honestly, there's no limit to how bad it can get sometimes.
And how long could it take you typically?
A lot of times it's like 3, 4, 5 days, and we're definitely on a rush schedule. The more exclusive it is, they could take a couple weeks. Recently, somebody had wanted a tea from Singapore. Incredibly difficult to get. It's called a royal blue tea. We have bottles of hand-pressed orange juice from Japan. We never expected it to be like one of our best sellers, but every customer keeps buying it. We try to keep a lot of things pre-order only when they're like very unique, just from a lot of the risk of bringing it in.
And sometimes, if you're lucky, Jonathan will have a few extra items to sell.
Fruit is a big thing right now. So expensive, like perfect Japanese fruit, that is like what everybody wants.
Cinderella, an upscale grocery store chain also in the Hamptons, recently started offering a similar melon. So I think this is that famous Japanese melon. Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
That's crazy. And since the store has access to such exclusive ingredients, private chefs make a core part of the customer base.
I buy a lot of produce, like the edible flowers.
Sometimes I come in extremely demanding and, I need something right away.
And the relationship Jonathan has with these chefs is clear. While filming, this guy brought Jonathan some caviar as a gift.
You guys want to try some caviar?
Boy, would I. Does this typically happen? You just have friends who have a tin of caviar and just bring it over?
We're very lucky for our friends.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please try.
I think for most businesses out here, summer is about 80 or 90% of the profit just in 3 months. Summer, we definitely see thousands of customers a month, but then in the winter, you could see maybe dozens in a day.
And the truth is, it's pretty common for a business to not make it past a few years. And Jonathan knows this all too well. His previous business closed last year.
Head of the Woods was predominantly ingredients, but I noticed quickly that people are looking for prepared foods that are ready to eat.
They're all seed oil free and made by Chef Anna, who also is a private chef and comes from a nutritionist background.
Something that most grocery stores aren't going to necessarily understand. A lot of our clients, they can't eat at other restaurants or places because they have health issues. It has built up where other competitors have come in and they see success of prepared foods and they want to try to get a market share of that.
With that, it was time for me to start shopping. Since we still have a lot of places to go, let's just quickly take a few bites and then be well on our way. They are a little tart. These look so perfect. Let's see if it is that life-changing. It makes me upset that it's that good. I'm gonna just take one more bite of this where the jammy egg is. That was a great start to the day. As we are headed to our next stop, I am kind of bracing myself because as much as Farm and Forage wasn't as busy as I was expecting, I am willing to bet that this next place is going to be very busy. So unlike Farm and Forage, this place is a local owned business that's been around for a very long time. Roots back to the 1700s. It's this rich history that really sets Round Swamp apart. I am a little overwhelmed because there are so many people here and a lot of food to choose from, but my God, it smells so good in here. Within just the summer months, Round Swamp can see upwards of 700 customers in just one day. Is it always this busy?
It's always this busy.
Wow. Okay, I'm very excited to try all this food, but before I buy anything, can I grab you for a quick chat?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Every year gets busier no matter what. This place was famous and busy long before Bethany Frankel ever discovered our chicken salad. We've always had a large interest in our market here, especially like Bridgehampton is sort of a food desert.
The customer base is a lot of locals, many who span across generations. Actually, Round Swamp predates the Constitution, and the business has been owned and operated by the same local family for 10 generations.
We are a national bicentennial farm, which means that the same farm has been owned by the same family for over 250 years. We are one of very few places offering prepared foods.
It's this prepared food that accounts for 90% of the store's sales.
And I have people that are stocking their house because they have 15 guests coming for the weekend and they're like, have at it. So many of our customers are so nice and so generous, and then you get like the 10% of the people who don't understand why things cost what they cost. They don't understand why it's so busy. But I try to remind people when they're shopping here, you have to compare not to like the potato salad that you would buy at the grocery store, but what you would be served at a restaurant and how much that ticket price would be.
When I was there, Round Swamp was at its peak busy hours, and people were spending anywhere from $25 to $2,500.
Obviously, we're trying to sell out because we want everything to be fresh for the following day. By like 3 o'clock, we kind of stop stocking for the day, and it really becomes a completely empty canvas for the next morning.
Actually, speaking of canvas, what is the lore behind this tote bag I've been hearing so much
Oh my God,
about?
the tote bag, stop.
It was a limited edition collab with Land's End.
They weren't for sale, it was a gift with purchase. I think we had like 1,400 or 1,500 of them between the 3 stores for Memorial Day weekend. Then when they were gone, all of a sudden, everyone was a little fired up about them.
Have you seen anyone try to resell it?
Yes, I saw one on Facebook Marketplace for $500.
Merch as a whole has been a growing area for sales. As an institution with rich history, Round Swamp is largely considered a travel destination in and of itself.
There's a lot of transient people coming just to see what the hype's all about, picking up a quick lunch and just being like, oh, I went to Round Swamp.
And as I continued to shop around, I ran into a very familiar face. Oh, hi! Okay, so since you come here quite often, Can you just give me a few of your recommendations?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the dips for sure.
Okay.
Dips, the salads, the baked goods. This is my favorite salad. Mexican, and they're good size.
You love the muffins.
I love the muffins, and I just saw them wheel in some fresh ones. I got this.
You got this?
Yeah, these are not props. These are absolutely coming home.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming.
Shit, I should have gotten more then.
I think these are yours.
Thank you.
I go home Thank you.
Since you're here, I might as well just interview you.
Sure.
Why are you such a fan?
Round Swamp was the first luxury grocery store I heard about out here a couple of years ago, just word of mouth before it started to really spread on social. And it became just like a fun, special occasion thing to do every couple of weeks. I do think that there's a good amount of conversation in some of the towns out here about losing more local businesses to larger chains. So maybe a reaction to that is, how do we do more locally sourced things? How do we have more stores like Round Swamp or the Round Swamp in other communities? It's just craving more local stuff. You want to take advantage of, should we wait? It's the most Hamptons thing ever. It's a white G-Wagon going on. It's a small dog inside that just set off that alarm. But I do believe that, a spot like Round Swamp is absolutely supporting local farmers. It's absolutely run by local people and catering to a specific crowd that knows what they're getting.
Perfect. After I said bye to Robert, it was finally time for us to find a place and eat.
Okay, let's start with, ooh. I have Robert's blackberries as well.
Lindsay recommended these. Oh wow, these are juicy, big, tart, really flavorful and floral. Have you ever had a blackberry that tastes like that?
No, oh my God.
That is very good. It's smoky, sweet. These blueberry and peach muffins. This, I think, will be one of those things that I will think back to, a month from now, a week from now, wishing that I have it again. So before we get to our next stop, can I just say that it is so interesting that a lot of these places are very, very close to one another. It really goes to show how much you have to set yourself apart to get business here. Okay, so this is our last stop. It's truly 5 minutes away from where we just were. This one is run by a local family, now in its 3rd generation. And what makes this place different from the others is its weekly changing menus.
This is where all of the behind the scenes magic happens. The brain center. This is the brain center. We write all of the menus, so every week we're sitting down with a pad like this. This is my mom's rough pad where we're writing everything out.
Even if it's that much more work, Karina said that the changing menu entices customers to keep coming back and allows the business to stay on top of food trends.
We're following what's coming up in the world of food, very much aware of that and aware of what's gonna sell. We are taking notes every week. My chef takes notes on each menu and writes what sells and what doesn't.
And probably one of the most famous offerings here is the lobster salad.
I can remember when I was a teenager that already it was something that was widely spoken about, that we had $100 a pound lobster salad. And I think that's probably why, because it was quite expensive almost 20 years ago, but it hasn't changed.
What's the reason to keep it at 100?
It's considered by many the best in the Hamptons. We make perhaps a small profit, but it is such a desired item and we are known for it, and so we keep it.
I noticed with every store there are no prices. Can you tell me why?
We have a general price board. It's up on the wall, very similar to a deli, because we are known as a gourmet takeout shop and deli. Part of the reason we don't have prices, we like to facilitate a conversation between the employee that's waiting on you as a customer and the customer. It's kind of an old school thing. We're very old school.
So it was only right for me to do the same. It's really hard for me to pick anything because everything truly looks so good. So all of that in mind, I do have a budget. What would you recommend me getting today?
I would say the lobster salad for sure. And then I would say the crab cakes, sesame noodles.
I heard somebody say chocolate pudding earlier.
The brownie pudding is wild.
Ooh.
Can we get a teeny portion?
Yeah.
Karina added a few more items and rung us up. For all that food, I was pretty shocked I was under the $250 budget. especially after reading this New York Times article that said the store had raised their prices by a lot.
We are pretty steady as far as our prices, and we're not like drastically increasing. So honestly, if you look at our prices versus many of the others, we're not that far off the beam.
This is so much food, wow. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen this big of a chunk of lobster salad ever. Crab cake. I feel like this will taste really good, even though it looks very, very plain. It's still good, just not my favorite. I mean, that's the beauty of this, right? Like you come in, you try these weekly changing menus, and then you're at the end of the day supporting the local businesses. I'm very excited about this. Like the chocolate frosting on a cupcake, but just like fudgier and gooier. Get in here, you have to try this. This is insane. It's about 6 p.m. now, and a lot of these gourmet grocery stores are closed or soon to close. James and I are tired, but we're both very full. We had basically breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we stayed in budget. A win is a win, right?
I guess so.
And now we are headed home. So in total, we spent $6.89 and 61 cents. So yeah, that is a lot of money, but it was honestly less than I was expecting. And we walked away with a ton of food. Personal highlights including the egg sando and OJ, onion dip and muffins, and of course, Loaves and Fish's brownie pudding. Now, prices in the Hamptons are definitely steep, but I learned that there are a lot of factors as to why. And sure, they were a bit tight-lipped when it came to how they price things and how much they may have increased their prices over the years, but all three had a few things to say in common.
The most expensive thing in the Hamptons is labor.
Keeping employees that come back every year in a seasonal business.
And it seems the name of the game to succeed is by curating your own collection of
unmatched,
very unique
products your core customers will resonate with and be willing to pay for, which also means leaning into health trends, adding merch, creating space as third places, or expanding more into the beverage sector.
Matcha was really this category where nobody was doing a great matcha, so we were able to make like a dent in that market.
And yeah, there are some reports of price increases at these stores, like this article from last summer, in which they quoted a rep from Brown Swamp Farm who said the store raised their prices 30 to 50% since 2020. Yet price itself generally doesn't seem to be the first priority for the stores nor its customers.
It's a lot harder to do it this way. The overhead is massive, but we have a group of customers that really value it, and we're seeing the need for it more and more.
The gourmet grocer industry has always been, to some degree, a culture here on the East End. That being said, over the recent year and a half, we've seen an increase in demand. Everybody's become just that much more discerning, and you need to stand out.
And of course, not everyone in the Hamptons are subscribing to these grocery stores.
Obviously, the caveat is there are people that live here year-round that raise their families here that did not opt into higher prices.
And among the people who do shop at these stores, the general consensus I got was that they're not doing their whole grocery shopping there. These stores are for special occasions or to get a few treats. And while social media might have blown up gourmet grocers this summer, turns out the demand for these kind of premium groceries has been steadily growing over the years.
Since COVID, people are not in the office full time, so it is busier in the off season now too.
But also because among younger shoppers, there is this growing sense of viewing food as both a lifestyle and a form of social currency.
I think a lot has to do with TikTok, Instagram. People are seeing the Hamptons for the first time in like an accessible way.
So at the end of the day, Hamptons gourmet groceries aren't just expensive because they can be. They're a part of a bigger social and cultural shift in how we shop for our food. And hey, whether you spend this much or not, it definitely makes you think about what we're really paying for when we're checking out at that register.